So I think we're running. Hello everybody and welcome. Kind of the middle of nowhere. You do hear a little bit of traffic in the background though. Welcome to what is officially still considered the Lower Keys. So how did we end up here? It's a long story. So actually, it's not very complicated. Gabe is playing a private party up on Summerland Key. So we are close to that area. We are kind of on the very edge of Big Pine and somewhere where I think the land doesn't have any name. And so I thought I'd take you guys with me for a little nature walk. Well, just a little walk. And I thought this was really pretty, and I think this should lead somewhere, so I guess we'll discover that together. I have a slight suspicion where it leads, but I'm not totally sure, so I guess we'll see. And I hope we have connection here in the middle of nowhere. We just actually US 1 is up there, and you'll see in a minute where we are. That's why I call it no music. It's really quiet here. You do hear a car zip by from time to time. And you probably hear my footsteps. And so over there, I don't know if the camera picks it up, there is what is called, I think it's called Horseshoe Beach. And that's where I initially wanted to go with you guys. But it's kind of, I'm not going to say it's full of seaweed, but the tide has brought in some seaweed that is now kind of drying on the edge. And kind of with the mangroves creating new land, basically. But I couldn't really, I'm not really wearing, waterproof flip-flops. So I didn't want to step through the mud, and it didn't look very inviting to do this barefoot. So I came ill-equipped. But I'm sending you some sunshine wherever you are. So again, if you're just joining us, I'm not really sure where we are. We are somewhere in the Lower Keys still. I think we're probably around mile marker 35. And we have taken this path here. So no porch session today, because we're far away from the porch. But this is kind of nice too. And you guys probably have better access to a drink than I do. Now you can see the tide. I don't know if, again, I'm not sure if you can see it. The water is flowing pretty quick to actually under this bridge right here. So we are on the Gulf side. So with the outgoing tide, I think the Atlantic is sucking out the water. Look how fast it goes. Thank you so much, Audrey and Donnie. Thank you so much for the super chat. So no music today, and don't ask me to sing. But you're gonna see in a minute where we are. So above us are some people going towards Key West. I think this is the Key West side. And again, you can see how the current is going from the Gulf side out to the Atlantic. So it is a beautiful day. Current feels like temperature is 90 degrees. And you've probably guessed where we are. Yes, we are at the old bridge. At the old overseas highway over here. So we've got Highway 1 to our left, and we have the old railroad bridge to our right. So it is accessible from both sides. If you're coming from the mainland, you can park where we parked and then walk under the bridge this way. It's a little bit of a walk, but it also is from this side. This is probably the side where you would park when you're coming from Key West. Now, I wasn't sure this was going to connect, and I wanted to check out Horseshoe Beach. So that's why we're parked on the other side. Look at that pretty view here. Looks like we still have some connection. This actually looks like the intro of our channel. I think the official name is Bayahonda Bridge, Old Bayahonda Bridge. You have Bayahonda Beach over there. Maybe we'll have to check out the beach next time. I am pretty sure we can walk. I do see people sometimes walk up here. That I stop a lot here. I think I've been here once before. And I'm pretty sure I saw people walk up there. Now, I'm not sure if they were climbing through the bushes here. But it does look like there is a little path here. Okay, there isn't absolutely nobody else around. Not catch the cables in the bushes. Here we go. Look at that view, guys. It is still pretty warm. Just kind of hoping it will cool down a little bit. You definitely feel the sun. Okay, here we are. This is kind of the last little accessible piece of the bridge. I do think there's a camping site on the other side towards Baja Honda. There used to be a staircase here. Those stairs are currently leading into nowhere. We've got some people fishing here. Again, it's very, very quiet here. We can go a little closer to the edge. But not too close. No. So this little path here is accessible from the part where you can park coming from Key West. We walked under that bridge and we're gonna walk back that way. I'm gonna show you guys Horseshoe Beach if we have connection over there. It's not really a beach, it doesn't have any sand. So there is this tiny little walk path here. If you want to snap a picture, you know, right in line with the old railroad bridge. So we're basically walking on the railroad. There are no rails left though. Holding onto the cables. There's a lot of stuff trying to grab your legs. Now, I'm not sure we can get through here. I guess we'll do the long route here. So now what I do not know is what this building was. I guess it was here until maybe Labor Day 1935. Is that the Labor Day hurricane that took out the railroad? Now this here is really cool, these rocks. It's really quiet here. I don't even know if you can hear Highway 1 from afar. There is seaweed over here too. So welcome if you're just joining us. We are exploring the old railroad bridge across from the Baja Honda State Park. So we are on the Lower Keys side. Oh, you can access by car all the way to here. Hey, iguana. There's a lot of overgrown stuff here, so there must have been a road at some point. And this is Highway 1. So Key West would be in that direction, and we are gonna walk back under the bridge. So there currently isn't really what I would call a parking lot. So there is a tiny little path over there, kind of holds 2 cars. So if you're coming from the mainland, you'd be better off parking where we parked. Which is on the other side of Highway 1, coming from the mainland. Whew, a little shade. That's nice. Ha! My hands are all white from touching those rocks. Okay, we're a little low on data reception over here. So the old railroad bridge opened 1912, was running until the Labor Day hurricane of 1935. Well, Donnie, that is a good question because I'm not sure I got their names. He is playing a block party on, I think it's Summerland Key. But the house isn't at all finished. But it's a cool setting right on the water. And we are standing right between the old bridge and the new bridge. Pretty colors. You can see yourself here. I'm waving at you guys. So we're gonna walk under the new Baja Honda Bridge. Let's see if we see the Conch Clan van go by. So there is this little walkway here under the bridge, and then it is leading you to another parking lot that you can use coming from the mainland. Reading your question, Isabel. Well, you know, it depends. I mean, Key West itself is changing constantly. You know, it changes colors depending on the season. You know, the people change all the time. There are so many colors, and you know, Key West is kind of changing a bit more than other places. And believe it or not, there are still streets and places that I haven't seen. And you know, as soon as you get out of Key West, I mean, I've been to all places today I've never been before. I mean, I stopped at this bridge once. I had no idea you could walk under it and kind of use this path. I had no idea about Horseshoe Beach. I guess you can go out on the water and try all the different activities as well. See different animals. I think it's... I wouldn't call it boring. But yeah, no, it's not New York City or Paris. But it's got its charm. walking in a straight sun here. Pretty nice and toasty. Should have brought my sunscreen. It's in the car. So I was driving around, I think it's Summerland Key earlier, and it's amazing how many streets just end in the middle of nowhere. Like, you really have to know where you go. Saw a little key deer. Ooh, there's a little bit of shade here. Thank you, mangroves. Well, Isabel, I guess it depends what, if, what your town is like, which area you're in, if you can walk or not. I mean, I definitely think getting out and being able to do things slow, like walking or biking, definitely helps to be able to discover, the little hidden things, whether it's looking at the plants or, checking out the status of the spring blooms and everything. Depends if your town has specific architecture that it's known for. What is really cool about Key West is the houses all have a history, and if you meet somebody, let's say you walk down a lane and you look at a house, chances are a neighbor's gonna come out and say, oh, this house belonged to that family a long time ago, and then this and this and that happened in that house. And so there's a lot of history, but that's specific to Key West. So that's why I'm saying it really depends on, what town you're in, what area you're in. Everything related to the history is interesting. And Key West is one of those cities where you have a lot of families that have been there multiple generations. Unfortunately, it is changing pretty fast, but we're in an area where, we met the guy who planted that giant mango tree 40 years ago, that we were able to get mangoes from the last couple of years. Because they would just fall into a public parking spot. So these little things are already cool, but it depends what you're interested in. Obviously in some of the newer towns that will be a little more challenging. Another thing I haven't even gotten into here is, all the wildlife and all the marine life specifically. Depends how far you can drive. What is really cool, again talking about the Keys, is I love the turtle hospital. And they do their releases on the beach as well, when they nurse the turtle back to health. That's always nice to see. So yes, the turtle hospital is something that is really great, and it's one of those things I might actually take my parents to. They're going to be arriving down here tomorrow. So this is the little walkway over to the parking lot I mentioned. Here is US 1. Thank you, Donnie and Audrey. Ooh, by the way, one of my favorite things, Isabel, is people watching. Is finding a good spot where you can sit outside and enjoy a little drink, or having a coffee or whatever, and just soaking up the atmosphere and people watch. That's really cool. Doesn't have to be all Duval Street level entertaining. It doesn't have to be Vortex induced people watching. So we are, you saw there is the parking lot, US 1, and this is the access I mentioned earlier. We still have connection. I'm kind of impressed because we are a little bit in the middle of nowhere. Talking about discovering things. So depending on the tide, I think this is not super accessible. That water is not from rain. We didn't have any rain. So this place is called Horseshoe Beach. It's not exactly what I would call a beach, so you definitely have to bring some shoes or flip-flops that can go in the water. Because there are a lot of rocks, a lot of coral.
So I am assuming.
Okay, we can go on the right side. It's a little drier. There we go. And I'm gonna take the little path here. There you go.
I know.
In a medical emergency, it's important to find care
Yes.
that's close.
That's why it's tricky to access. But then look at this. So this is all rock. And this is a beautiful spot for snorkeling. Because again, it's all rocks and mangroves.
I bet you I can find a seed. I'm always finding them. That means Grandpa's around.
What?
I find them all.
Oh, that's cool.
I have like 7 of them at the house.
So this is obviously all at your own risk. So this is all rocks, and that's why the water is so clear. And I don't know if you can see it, it's actually kind of like, that's why it's called horseshoe. Kind of goes all the way around. So it's protected from the little bit of waves or current there would be. Which is why apparently it's such a great spot to snorkel. It's just a little difficult to get around. So we're gonna go around this part here, so we have the rocks.
Oh yeah. That's like a foot massage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I'm trying to find them little seeds my grandfather used to find. But they're like, I call them lucky beans. Oh yeah. Maybe I'll win the lotto.
So you will have to watch the, oh, there's a, can you see the fish? Okay, I think I janked the camera around too fast when I saw the crab to show you guys. Kind of unplugged the camera. Yeah, you can see how the mangrove roots kind of collect the seaweed. These guys just lost a fish. It was something that bit, but then they couldn't pull it ashore. I think you might have lost the line. Well, yes, Donnie, I'm pretty sure it was. So we're right at the old railroad bridge on the lower Keys, Key West side. The bridge is right behind the mangroves there. Yes, if you look it up, I don't know if the camera can pick that up, you'll see that it's this, that's why it's called Horseshoe, because it's kind of surrounded. So they say it's a good spot, you know, if you want to initiate kids to snorkel, or if you're like a beginner, snorkel beginner. But again, do bring shoes. These guys over there are actually wearing their sneakers in the water. You do not want to go in there without anything protecting your feet. There are a lot of rocks, and I also see a lot of tiny little crabs. Pick your battle, but I would definitely wear shoes. Now we just have to cross this again. So there is a little spot over here. So we're kind of back. We're a little bit in a communication data hole over here in the middle of nowhere. While I was jumping the squishy seaweed. Can't wait to wash my feet now. So I think we're up and running. We're back in the middle of nowhere. So guys, hope you enjoyed today's little walk from the Bayer Honda Old Railroad Bridge and Horseshoe Beach. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Enjoy your Sunday. And I think Gabe might be streaming from Captain Tony's tomorrow. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make it because my parents are going to be coming down tomorrow. And I don't know what time they're going to hit Key West. So we'll keep you guys updated. We're definitely going to be live tomorrow from Captain Tony's. Just not totally sure if it's going to be the full setup or Gabe and his phone. So stick around. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night, everybody. Happy Sunday.